What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another awesome video today. We are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video we're talking about Balin Retaliate Hybrid build in Tactics Evolved. This is a new Balin video. Get excited, here we go. So, if you saw my video the other day about Tactics Evolved Elite unit abilities on Balin, where I did feature Baron Thud's Balin for the dual Rise Up procs, this is an extension of that build, okay? This is the same build in actual PvP where I actually talk through the two different meta build reports and go from there. So here we go. Like and sub. Shout out to Baron Thud for sharing these reports with me. So, first things first, we'll take 10 seconds on Witch King, then we'll take 10 seconds on the Galadriel report, and we'll take a look at the build for Balin for both, okay? So Witch King here is running with a fairly balanced bottom R0, R3, top R0 build. This is a respect level, I don't know, 13 or 14 Witch King. This is a decent size Witch King that we're looking at here. Very, very powerful, okay, with some 5-star 4 refinement gold gear. Okay, we're running a 5-star 4 refinement reckoning. Okay, he's got an anti-burn damage chest. He's got on Cask of the Surmer's Isle with Aegis, and he does have Drums of Mori with plus attack and speed for his units, okay? The units himself, he is running Alchemist. He is running Alchemist with significant assault. This is going to make the Alchemist deal plus 30% damage when the targets are stunned by Nazgul's Screech, okay, or any other crowd control. All right, then we do have... what we have here is the fantastic Swan Knights coming in with solid metal as their unique elite ability, reducing the damage they take from ranged. And then lastly, we have Reapers here. They're running the Tier 1 Traveling Light ability, which gives you 2 chances to evade and reduce damage from ranged. Looking at this build, I have a feeling Witch King has been fighting a lot of ranged commanders because most of his units are running anti-range builds, okay? Into the Galadriel. We're looking at 2 reports today, Witch King and Galadriel. This is Deku with Nasty, okay? He's got a very strong Galadriel. A lot of 5-star gold gear maxed out. This guy is massively powerful. Okay, again, we're looking at, I don't know, Respect 10, Respect 12 Galadriel here. Very strong. All right, running Noldor Restored with Mind Split. Okay, he's running Elven Cloak with Resistance. He is running Wizard Hat with Courage. And he's running Smoking Pipe with Sustain. So a lot of healing, a lot of damage from Galadriel here. These skills are pretty standard as well for Galadriel. Alright, so into the units themselves, he's running Guards of the Tower with Divide and Conquer. This will reduce the damage they take by 30% after 5 stacks. Okay. We've got Cataphracts running with Remedy. This should be a little bit of damage output from the Cataphracts against Balin's units every time they get healed. And then we is running with Guardians without an elite ability, okay? Now, into the Balin build itself, okay? This is the same Balin build for both reports. Get excited. Balin is running with a Refinement 0, Retaliate, Matic of the Iron Hills. Really, you're looking at good might, good plus attack for the dwarves, and the Brutality ability is going to be what triggers Balin's healing, okay? He's running an anti-burn chest, he is running a bone mask, and he is running a hit lane, okay? So overall, severely lower gear rating than the 2 opponents, the 2 meta commander opponents, which is why I love these reports, okay? The build for Balin is going to be the bottom R0 tree, but really he's not focusing on the top R0 tree at all. He has no points in the top R0. Instead, he's got heavily wounded maxed out in the bottom R0. He's got the R3 tree maxed out, giving commander damage output. Then he has a few points into the R5 to get the 15 out of 15 physical damage mitigation and burn damage mitigation on the R5 tree, which really probably helped him against Witch King, okay? So, the elite unit composition we're looking at here is going to be Sentinels running the Rise Up ability. This is going to give Balin and the army plus 15% damage. Then he's got Guardians running Heavy Shield, which is going to reduce their damage output, but also reduce their damage received, making them very, very tanky. And lastly, we are running Champions with Rise Up again. So a total of 2 stacks of Rise Up, 30% bonus damage for Balin the Commander and the army. The Guardians offset it with a 20% reduction, which means they only have plus 10% damage from the Rise Up abilities. They take 20% less damage, and Balin himself is going to be dealing 30% bonus damage from Rise Up, which is going to make his R3 tree really slap pretty hard, okay? Into the report itself, you can clearly see Balin was able to put out 171,000 damage. His soldiers were at 90k. Total healing, 80,000 damage. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Let's take a look at round 1. I'm only going to look at rounds 1 and 3. That's it, okay? Rounds 1 and 3. So we can see what the Witch King's output was and what Balin's response was, okay? And then we'll take a look and see. And by the way, Witch King was reducing Balin's damage by 18% from Witch King's top R0 tree. So this is a Balin who's had, you know, a little bit of a haircut on his damage. All right, you can see here the Guardians already just taking no damage from the Swannies right there. The Sentinels are dodging the Reaper's first attack, which is great damage mitigation. Then the Alchemists come in, hit the Champions, hit the Guardians. Having these single command stacks mixed in, 1 command each, is a great way to reduce the damage you take in rounds 1 and 2, because they are going to absorb a full hit from these units and only lose 1 command, right? But obviously a lot of burn damage output from the Alchemists, even with the anti-burn chest and the anti-burn R5. Lord of Moria hitting for 5608 on a heal. Look at that, ladies and gents. Here's Mend, here's Manipulate from the helmet. Balin is running Manipulate on the helmet, which is very, very powerful, reducing the Alchemist damage by 28% for the next round. Okay, let's take a real quick at the Alchemist damage. You can see here very little damage output with Manipulate and the other bonuses. So let's jump to round 3. Let's see what Balin's damage looks like in round 3 with Whirlwind. Here we go. Whirlwind, pew, pew, pew. Hitting for 26.5 plus or minus right there. 26.491. Some good healing coming out from Mend. Some good healing from Lord of the Moria here. They are just triggering 10, 15,000 healing each round. Here in round 4, let's take a look at Heavily Wounded. This from Balin's bottom R0 tree. Hitting for 22,171 with all in. Hitting for 35,685. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of damage for a hybrid build. Okay, so that is the Balin versus Witch King. Let's look at Balin versus Galadriel, folks. Here we go. Yes. Balin hitting for 135k damage over the course of 10 rounds. Okay, Deku actually had higher damage output from Galadriel. Galadriel is sick nasty. She's very, very powerful. Here you can see the soldiers 90k damage with 70k healing. Overall, 113k damage received after mitigation for Balin's army. And we're looking at 180k damage received after mitigation and healing for Galadriel. Big variance, 113 versus 180. Big difference, ladies and gents. About a 55-60% damage difference. Let's take a look at rounds. Let's just jump down to rounds 3 and 4. Let's just see what the damage looks like here, because Galadriel's going to tee off in round 3. Balin's going to tee off in round 3. Here we go. Okay, Lord of Moria not healing very much. He must be maxed out in his healing. Oh my goodness, must be maxed out in his healing. Wow. So he is heal capped. He's healed almost all the damage he's received in rounds 1 and 2. He's almost at maximum command. This is so interesting for me. He's almost at maximum command, which is really, really astounding. Okay? So with almost maximum command, his heal does almost nothing in round 3, first heal. Okay? Ring of Water, okay, from Galadriel doing a ton of healing. Focus Wrath hitting the Guardians, oh my god, for 18.8. This Galadriel build is disgusting. Surge, another frickin' 30k damage from Surge. I mean, you're looking at just about 58k, just about 50k, just under 50,000 damage from Galadriel here in round 3. Let's take a look at Balin's damage. Here comes Whirlwind coming in for about 22k damage, plus or minus, about 21.5. Okay. We're trying. Balin's trying. Let's take a look. Here's some more Lord of the Morias. They're finally making up, healing that focus damage received. Oh my god, 10k healing right there. Plus another 4k healing from Mend. I mean, you're looking at just about 15k healing from Balin here in round 3 to offset Galadriel's 50k damage. Here in round 4, we're going to see Heavily Wounded coming in, hitting the Guardian for 16k. All in, hitting for the Guards of the Towers for another 16k. This is a lot of damage mitigation here that's interesting to see. They have the 20% damage mitigation from shielding. Very, very powerful. So what an interesting report, guys. So much damage from Galadriel, but very competitive damage and significantly more healing from Balin, really making this build very, very impressive on the battlefield against these two meta commanders, against Deku with Nasty's Galadriel, okay, and against Guyana with Nasty's Witch King, ladies and gents. Like and sub, Balin, hybrid build, tactics evolved, shout out Baron Thud, here we go.